Yo everybody, Norb Silver Age. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Punisher came out earlier this week. One last kill. I'm just going to say this up front. I don't know who gets punished more, the bounty hunters or us. I'm probably going to be very unpopular in this review, but I don't think this is that good at all. Yeah, I think there's 22 minutes that is really worth investment, but the 20 minutes building up to it is disjointed, shows a lot of mental health issues, not just on Frank Castle's side, but on everyone he seems to be dealing with. It shows some snippets of some characters that if we had more time, like if this was like let's say a 3-shot thing, we would be more invested in, and we can get into this better. The plot is basically vengeance, revenge, and survival, and at the end, redemption, in a way, for Frank Castle. But it struggles to get there, and I just, except for the section in the middle, I didn't like this thing. I wish I could say I did. I'm definitely probably the minority out there, but I thought it could have been a whole lot more. We should have got a little bit more in Frank's persona. We really didn't see much about the Punisher until a little bit later itself, until it was drawn out. So I'm giving this a bronze. I would give it 10 normally. So I'm getting 3 out of 7. But normally I would give it a 2, or 10, number 2 out of 7. The only reason I'm not giving I'm giving it a little bit higher is because of that 22 middle section of the movie, of this movie, or I should say movie of this 1 hour special, the One Last Kill. And the One Last Kill is a message for the entire wrap-up of the show. To me, it's just muddied. I like your comments on that. So, Punisher, One Last Kill. Okay, I was looking forward to it. Yeah, we see him in his apartment, blah, blah, blah. We do see him go visit the gravesite of his wife and son that was killed, that turned him into the Punisher. And we also saw some little background of snippets of some of his colleagues when he was sniper and all that kind of stuff in the Army Special Services and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, we have here the wife. And I'm not showing at this moment the daughters, and I will show just a little piece later. But it just shows he's troubled and he's having a hard time adjusting. And he kind of throws a key down saying, I'm giving up the persona of that. So that's kind of good. Picture of his daughter, and he's seeing that. He's had these flashes of memories of people talking to him, where he's trying to ground himself in this. But it's, like I said, I think it would be better if it was like spread over 3 episodes, not just 1 episode crammed down our throats. And then, of course, we have the true villain in all this, the mother of a gangster's family who lost everybody, her son, her husband, and obviously she's somehow cheating that she was not part of the attack, and she's decided, I'm going to get him, saying, you forgot about me, didn't you? And she tells him, I've sent a whole bunch of bounty hunters after you at a certain time tonight. I think it was 6:47. And they're coming for you. They're coming for you. And I'm the one that's going to punish you. And you said, the Ganucci's, the crime family, is the one I did this to you because you got rid of me. Of all my people, of course, forget the fact the Ganucci's were the ones that killed Frank's kids and wife. So once again, we see Karen Page in here for a second, but it's really a dream sequence where she's kind of talking to him. This sort of a snippet of what we saw in earlier in Born Again when she's trying to convince Frank to come out and help Daredevil in this fight with Kingpin. And then, of course, the clock hits, and the bounty hunters all go after him, go into his apartment. And he doesn't have any weapons because he locked them away. And so I can't even count the number of people that die who try to kill him. And he gets, to his credit, he uses any weapon that's handy. When he kills somebody, he picks up the weapon, or he hurts them, he picks up their weapon, and it keeps going on and on and on. And I can't even keep count. I don't know if there's 100 people who die in this whole thing. I don't know. And you can see he gets bloodied. And there was a storekeeper that he made friendship with in the family, which is, once again, that would have been a nice connection to have it developed over not just one freaking thing where it's all jammed in your throat. So this whole action sequence is 22 minutes. Bodies upon bodies being blown up, shot, whatever. Well, I guess blown up's not necessarily, but shot, stabbed, pencils, knives, whatever's. So right before the scene, he had a chance to go after that Ganucci's mother or save this friend, and he decides to go save the friend, and the daughter gives this thing that somehow brings him back to a sense of reality. And he goes back to the cemetery, and where he laid the key down in front of his daughter's grave, he picks the key up with all his weapons, and he's coming back into being the Punisher again. And so we got the little Punisher emblem. He's coming out, and he's up back on the streets to take care of people. And earlier there was the scene I didn't really talk about, because I thought it was unnecessary what happened in that scene. This guy unfortunately lost a pet because some killer decided to just throw the pet from a freaking truck and beat on him. So Punisher takes care of that killer when he comes back. And the guy tormented the black guy, and we see him over here hovering. And that's it. This is where it leaves us. I mean, the only thing it leaves us is that Frank Castle's back as the Punisher. We went through an hour of this, countless number of bodies. Hey, No More Silver Age, I'd like to hear your comments, your thoughts. Have a great day.